Hello and welcome. This is Bad Raven here, and we're doing another movie review of my collection. And well, it's movies, but it's Back to the Future, the 25th anniversary trilogy on Blu-ray. This includes all three movies: Back to the Future Part 2, and Back to the Future Part 3. I really enjoyed these movies, and that's why I added them to my collection. And they were the first one came out in 1985, and got a great actor in it of Michael J. Fox. Very brilliant actor, very good comedian, very good in any role that you put him in. Really enjoyed him in this movie and in these movies, and he was in it, and of course Christopher Lloyd as Dr. Emmett Brown, and they worked together. They had major chemistry together, him and Michael J. Fox, and they really sold the movie with their camaraderie, and they really made the movie what it is. If you cast two different actors, you want to have the same effect, which they did cast a different Marty when they first started making the movie. They couldn't get Michael J. Fox at the time. He was on his TV show, The Family Ties, and he couldn't get off to film it, and that's who they wanted for Marty, but they couldn't wait on him. They had to make the movie, so they went and got another actor from the 80s, Eric Stoltz, who had done Mask and several other 80s movies, and they filmed almost all the movie with Eric Stoltz, and they found out that Eric Stoltz, even though he was a great actor, wasn't a very good comedian. You know, didn't come off very comical like they should for Marty. So they had to let him go, and they decided to go after Michael J. Fox again, and he was able to film at night and do his TV show during the day, and really worked a lot of hours to be able to do both, so he could do the movie and the TV show. And I don't know how he did it, but you know, he was young and he had a lot of energy, I guess, and was able to do it. And his performance does not, it doesn't hurt his performance at all, even though he worked that hard. Actually, it was even better. But as for the Back to the Future box set here, we got, of course, like everything. It's got like a slip cover. This is side of it. Then you have the back here. This is very, very nice set. Take the slip cover off. Of course, you got basically what's on the front here. And then you open it up. I don't like the way the discs are kind of slid in there, and you have to really put them in a bind sometimes to get them in and out. But you got all about the extras for each one. The Back to the Future and Back to the Future Part 2 and 3. Then you got the Blu-ray disc, and the DVD-ROM behind it. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Sorry for the glare. Excellent set. Let's see, it's basically the same thing on the slipcover. Really nice. I know they have like a 30th, or I think it's the 30th anniversary one now out. It's supposed to be even better, but I still like this one. But as getting back to the movies, I watched the movie in 1985, the first one, Back to the Future, and I knew from the trailer that it looked like an awesome movie. Something I would really enjoy, because I enjoy science fiction, I enjoy comedy, I enjoy both actors. I've seen them in other movies before then at the time, and I knew it could be a really, really good one. And the way it all fit together in the first one, it was just perfectly made. You know, director Bob Zemeckis, he did a tremendous job with this. I can't think of words to describe how good a job that he done on it, with everything from the writing to the directing to the casting, which I know he didn't do all that, but he did the directing, and came up with the story, I'm pretty sure. And they had other great actors in it too, besides Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. You had Crispin Glover, which played George McFly, the dad to Marty McFly, and he does a great performance in this. He's not in the second one due to some kind of dispute with the director and the makers of the film of the first one. And I think it really hurts the next two. I think they could have done a lot with that character if they had him there. But that's neither here nor there. But they also had Leah Thompson, which was a hottie back in the 80s, and still a hottie now. And she was playing the mother that had the crush on her son because she didn't know he was her son in the past, in 1955, where Marty goes to. And she does an excellent job as both as the older mother and as the young mother, the young woman that's meets him in the 50s. It's very, very comical and very funny. I know when I showed this movie to my mother, she didn't like that. She didn't like that part where Marty's future mother in the 50s liked him like a boyfriend. She didn't think that was right. She thought that was very, very taboo because of the incest type stuff. And but I tried to explain to her that she didn't know that was her son. That's why she just thought he was attractive. And that if she knew she was his mother, she wouldn't, or going to be his mother, she wouldn't have been the same way. But that was all figured out in the movie when she kissed him and found out like she was kissing her brother. But my mom still didn't. She had a hard time with that one, so she didn't care for the movie like me. But I thought it was awesome, and it really. I think we went back and watched it like 4 times with my family. I was back in the day in the 80s. That's when you liked a movie, you went back and watched it several different times. As many times as you could. And we just didn't have nothing else to do. But we really, really, really liked it. If we really liked the movie, that's how we did. But anyway, they came out with part 2 in 89. They must have filmed back to back part 2 and 3 because they came out with part 2 in 89. And I think it was in the fall of 89, and then they came out with around Thanksgiving. And then part 3 came out in the summer, or like May of 90. And anyway, the second one, after you follow such a big movie, a great movie like Back to the Future, the number 1 was, it was hard, it's hard to do, to catch lightning in a bottle twice. So they were attempting it 3 times. But anyway, the second one had potential, but it just didn't have the heart. It was a lot darker too, with the other timeline where Hill Valley in 85 became like a rundown, crime-infested place, and kind of took the cool feeling you had from the first one. But I did like the future. When they went to the future, I did like that part with all the stuff coming that's coming through now, with the self-tying shoes, and we got a hoverboard. I've heard about, but it's not quite like he had in this movie. But it's just little things that they kind of predicted correctly. It's kind of cool. But like I said, it's hard to live up to the first one when you love it so much. But it was a decently made movie. Part 2 was a little darker for my taste, but good. Anyway, we went to me and my son about a year when they come out with it may have been a couple of years, and they came out with the where he went to 2015. It'll be about over a year now, and they had all 3 of them playing at the same time on October. I think it's supposed to come out October 21st, 2015. That night they had they played all 3 movies, and you paid like $1 a piece, and got to watch the whole trilogy. We stayed for the first one and the second one, and everybody totally when they said the date, that what time they got back into the future in October 21st, 2015, everybody clapped in the theater, and it was a really neat moment for me and my son. And I told him, like, when I watched it, I thought it was the same age as Marty in the movie. And when he told, when Dr. Emmett Brown says he's going to 2000, he's going to go 30 years into the future, and Marty said, look me up, I'll be 47. I was 47 in 2015, so it was kind of a odd thing, because back when I watched it in '85, I was thinking, what would I be doing in 2015? And I was thinking about how, I figured I'd be married or have kids and stuff like that, and I did have a child, and within that time too, so it was kind of a neat experience to think about. But they made part 3, of course, which is they made at the same time as part 2. It's not, it's the weakest one of the bunch. It's watchable. I can watch it when it's on TV and stuff, but it's actually, sitting up and just wanting to watch that movie, specifically, it's kind of hard for me to do, because by then all the stuff that they did was really wearing thin, like with the manure and the, all the little things that they said from each movie, like McFly, and all that was in every one of them, and it was just, everything was kind of getting old, and it was hard to keeping it fresh. But they tried, and they tried to do the stuff with calling the chicken and trying to make that a part of the, the movie. But I mean, I didn't care for it. I mean, it's still a very well done movie as far as the directing and stuff. It's just the story just, didn't do anything for me. But I mean, it's an okay movie. I mean, I'm not down in it, completely. It's very watchable, and most movies would be happy to, be as good as part 3 was for some people. It just wasn't my cup of tea, but it is watchable, and I do like having it in my set. But anyway, I just wanted to show you this set and let you know that this is a part of my collection, and the Bad Raven really, really appreciates everybody watching his channel, and I am the Bad Raven, and I appreciate it. And please like and subscribe, and if you can, tell a friend. Really trying to do a lot more stuff for you. If you want to request some, see if I got like a certain movie that you want me to do. I'm kind of out of my box sets now, so I'm going to kind of go particular movies, but leave something in the description if you want to, not a description, but leave stuff in the comment section, and just tell me what certain movies you want me to talk about. If not, I'll show some of my other collections of single movies and talk about them. But anyway, thanks for watching, and goodbye.